Vikings first team offense will for sure score next game. Probably. I hope. Please?
Favre back to pass, pumps to the left, 8 seconds left. He gets away from the pressure, fires to the end zone. It's caught! It's Greg Lewis! Touchdown!
Well, Vikings football is back, and in short, I think it's about what we were expected. The defense was about where it was last year. It struggled to run like it did when it struggled last year, but it would kind of bend but not break. We didn't give up any points in our first team defense, and our offense, whoo, that didn't look good at all. So let's talk about our offense first, because that's who started with the ball. So our first drive ended because a sack. Who would have thought? So Mike Remmers got sacked or let a sack go by in the first drive. We saw a lot of Dalvin Cook. That seemed to be the focal point of our offense this game, to really give Dalvin a really nice chance to show himself out, as Jerick McKinnon and Latavius Murray both didn't see any action today. So Dalvin Cook played about half of football, and he ended up doing 5 attempts for 13 yards on the ground and receiving 4 for 30. So a combined day of 43 yards. So an okay day for Cook. I think we would like a little bit more for the first preseason game. You definitely saw the preseason or rookie mistake type of things where he caught a little screen pass, and if he would have stayed outside where Alex Boone was blocking, then he probably would have been a better game than cutting inside. That made Boone shift his feet, get a holding call on him, move the ball back. And little things like that. But on his second carry, I believe, he saw a really nice second effort of Cook. So it's nice to see, because we know he's a fast guy with explosiveness. He's small, jittery. He can move lateral very quick and fast. And what we need to see is toughness, and we saw it today. So good signs from Cook. Sam Bradford, a lot of checkdowns. We didn't really stretch the ball down the field whatsoever with our first team offense. Could be mostly to protect Sam in the preseason, because that would suck a lot more than making Vikings fans happy that, hey, Sam completed a 30-yard pass, or a couple of them, and oh, we gave up on 4 sacks, and now Sam's hurt for the year. Hope Teddy gets back soon. So I think it was a lot of that. Short passes keep Teddy on his feet, even though he still got sacked twice in the short times he had the ball, and he ended up completing 5 out of 7 for 35 yards. Little short pass, like a 7-yard average. Case Keenum came in with our second team offense and played very well, completing 11 passes for 16 yards, 121 yards, and that was his day. Taylor Heineke came in, and you could see that how he was really rusty after being injured all of last year. He was 3 for 8 for 20 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. So Heineke is a tough one to really call, because we all kind of wanted him to be the number 2 guy. A lot of people think Keenum really stapled himself as a number 2 guy after this game. A lot can happen. We got 3 more preseason games, so nothing's in ink yet for that. It's still a battle, but I think it's going to be really tough to overthrow Keenum at this point, especially in a Mike Zimmer led team where we don't want mistakes to happen. We would go with a veteran that's not going to turn the ball over and make silly mistakes like Heineke. Other running backs, let's look at all of our running totals. Newbie had 12 carries for 26 yards. Not a whole lot there, but again, he's playing with the threes with bad line play. He's not going to get a lot of yards. Rodney Adam had a nice week for 14 yards. Sankey had 4 for 14 and was hurt on the day. More to look into in the future. If it's too bad, I'll make a video on it, which is too bad. I always don't like seeing these kids that are just trying to put really just tape of them for other NFL scouts to get them, because any other running backs that's not named Dalvin Cook, Jerick McKinnon, and Latavius Murray probably won't make the team. CJ Ham has a decent case for it, but he's the only other one. You might be able to get on the practice squad here, but that's about it. So they're trying to get tape for them for other teams, so really don't like seeing those guys get hurt. Taylor Heineke had 3 rushes for 11 yards. That's the only thing he really showed up in with his was his mobility. It was fun to see, but he looked like a rookie out here, and he's a third-year player, I believe. So it's not too good. Case Keenum had 1 rush for 7 yards, a very nice play, ducking out of under a blitzing or getting out of a rushing defensive end. And CJ Ham had 3 for 5 yards and a touchdown. From CJ Ham, I see a lot of a replacement for Matt Asiata with him and with a little bit better blocking. So maybe not as big and maybe not the consistent 2 yards you get of Asiata, but CJ Ham would give you a little bit more of a blocking type of a person too. So if the Vikings decide that a fullback's a roster spot they need, they can bring CJ Ham, but it kind of depends how much they want to trust David Morgan and really just how healthy he's going to be throughout the year. CJ Ham is probably the #1 guy I'd throw on the practice squad as of right now. Receiving, Stacy Cooley probably led the team as far as looking nice out there. 3 receptions for 67 yards. He had a 38-yard for a long. He looked very good, good route running. He looked better than my boy Rodney Adams, who had 2 receptions for 12 yards. He had a few drops. Didn't look very good. Coley early in the game had missed a read with Keenum, but it's not too big of a deal. He's a rookie. He'll get that under control. Dalvin Cook already covered his receiving stats. Michael Floyd, 2 for 20. We know what we're going to get with Floyd. We hope, well, pretty much. We know he's kind of the veteran out there. He might actually be the oldest receiver on the team. Sankey had 4 for 15. CJ Ham 1 for 11. Jarius Wright 1 for 9. Newbie 1 for 7. And Diggs 1 for 5. Notice no Adam Thielen on here, as our first team offense just pretty much everything to Dalvin Cook. Let the rookie go wild. Adams fumbled the punt return, and Taylor Heineke fumbled when he got sacked. Ooh, so that's not really looking good for Adams. Adams returned, I believe, every punt and almost every kick return. They're really trying to give him as many looks as possible. After the fumbled punt, he did get ran into by, I believe, Lee, our late round linebacker rookie this year. But you can't really make that excuse. You are the guy, and if it's too close to call a fair catch, you can tell he's a rookie out there again with those punt returns. It's a tough thing to do. You're trying to judge the ball and also judge a 250-pound linebacker going as fast as he can towards you, and if you have enough time to catch it before it gets there. So it's a tough thing to do, and if you can't get it done, we have Sherrills. So it looked good for Sherrills, and Sherrills played in the second team defense. Who thought of that? Marcus Sherrills was getting picked on when he was out there. But I think they're just trying to give him a look to see whether or not that if he can make the team based off his defense, or if he'll absolutely have to be a special teams specialist, because if that's the case, he's a lot more expendable, and even if he's is the for sure better option at punt returns than Rodney Adams, he might not make the team because we'd rather have more wide receiver depth as a wide receiver that can be confident, a 6th wide receiver, than a cornerback that's literally just out there to be a fast body and hopefully slow people down, because he would get picked on so bad if he'd get injured enough at DBs that he'd have to come in and even be the number 4. Other teams would take advantage of that matchup every day. Defensively, I'll just cover the first couple of guys got touched that led the team in tackles. As we scroll down here, we have Ben Gideon, who had 4 and 1 assist. But before, let's actually talk about how we did on defense. A lot of short little passes on our first team defense, not really a big deal. I think they could tighten it up if that was part of their game plan. They could also make the adjustment at halftime if this is a game that actually mattered. Mike Zimmer wasn't pleased with that at all in his press conference, but Zimmer is being pissed about everything. Rush defense was awful, but I think it's a lot like what we saw last year, but we need to get that fixed up. I think all of our defensive tackle depth is a lot better than what we had last year, so I think if we had it, we'd get a lot better, and it was just rusty in general. Harrison Smith had a blitz where he would have been in a good position to make the play on a rushing blitz, on a pass blitz, right? He's trying to sack the quarterback, but he runs right past the running back in the process, and he gets a nice gain. So little things like that, nothing to worry about. Let's go. This Sinkfield had 4 and 6 assists. Wilson at 4-2, and Barr at 3. So we'll stop there. Um, Griffin had a sack. He looked good. Our defensive linemen, almost all of them, all looked really good. I don't know how good the Bills' offensive line is, especially their backups, but still showing up against any type of caliber professional football player is going to make you, you'll get you some bright spots. So the undrafted defensive end Bauer, I believe his name is, I think he's really making a name for himself to make the 53 or at least land a spot on the practice squad. But if he keeps showing off, it's going to be really hard to storm our practice squad with other teams seeing this tape and maybe taking a swap at him and stealing him off our team. So it's going to be a hard gamble if that's what Spielman's going to go with, but we have such a talented defensive lineman group that's going to be so hard to have him make that 53. So cross your fingers that maybe he has a bad game the next couple of games, so then we have an easier time sneaking him on our practice squad. I know a lot of you guys wanted more Mobo action. I saw him a little bit on special teams, but that's about it. I really don't think he has much of a chance of making the team anymore. I don't think he was only out on a couple offensive snaps during the night scrimmage. If he was on offense at all, I don't remember seeing him, but I wouldn't be too surprised if Mobo gets cut. They might keep him on the practice squad, but that's all you really can hope for at this point. It's an experiment that probably failed. He's a 6th round pick. It's a cool story, but it was a good career while it lasted, right? But hopefully, I would like to for the Vikings to maybe get Mobo in some red zone packages because as raw as a receiver he is big, and that helps regardless in the red zone. So if they could see if they can get him a touchdown or something, give him a reason for them to try to keep on the practice squad instead of just being a PA stunt. But there you have it. We beat the Bills 17-10. Weird that I'm just now saying the score now. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in the next JOZ Vikings video. See ya.